everybody, we're back. Listen, classic design, Dion, never goes out of style. It needs to be celebrated.
Celebrated. South Africa has some incredible architecture that will remain timeless and forms part of our heritage.
Listen, let's take a look at some of the examples and consider why these spaces are so important. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tiletoria TV. If you're new here, I'm your host Ryan O'Connor as we look in depth at some of the most amazing bits of architecture on earth. And guess where I am? Zeitz Mocca, chatting to a man who knows this place all too well. Michael, thanks so much for having us in your home here.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
I get this sense of awe every time I come here. I mean, this is not the first time for me to be here,
Yes.
but we're in a space that's absolutely beautiful and breathtaking.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about this space.
Well, the building itself was built in the 1920s, actually, and it was built as a grain silo that consisted of 42 grain silo that were 33 meters high, as you can see behind me, and 5 meters in diameter. And so you're essentially standing in a 100-year-old architectural marvel. As you may know, the building has been declared a heritage site, so
Yes.
demolishing it was out of the question.
Absolutely.
They then invited a gentleman called Thomas Heatherwick, who
Yes.
is the architect responsible for the remodeling of the building.
Yes.
I mean, I can imagine at the time,
Oh.
the building probably looked like an Airbnb for pigeons and rats and seagulls. Thomas Heatherwick was quite inspired by what the building served as
Sure.
it being a grain silo. He was inspired by a grain kernel, a milli kernel that he actually picked up off the ground. So in essence, the shape that you're seeing behind me is the shape of that grain kernel. It was taken, transferred onto a digital platform, supersized, and then mapped out in the building at the point in time, and that is how the remodeling began.
Talk to me about sourcing the artwork, because I know that every part of Africa tells a story, and the story is an ongoing story that changes
Yes.
as times change.
Yes.
How hard is it to find artists and then host their work?
Well, we have an amazing and a diverse curatorial team
Yes.
headed by Koyo Kuyo,
Okay.
who is the senior and executive director of the institution.
Nice.
Alongside her, she has Storm Janse van Rensburg, who's
Right.
the senior curator.
Okay.
And together they are then responsible for engaging the artists that
Nice.
are not only from the continent, but from the diaspora as well. So the network
Stunning.
is expansive and huge.
Somebody's watching who's never ever experienced the Zeitz Mocca. Any tips for first timers that are watching this going, I've seen a sneak peek, I want to come and see, what do they have to see? Everything is the answer, I guess.
And enjoy. We've got 6 floors or 5 floors of gallery space and exhibitions running at the moment. So yes, please come through, dress comfortably, and if
Wear the comfy
you can,
shoes.
I would definitely recommend experiencing the exhibitions or walking through the space via guided tours, which
Yes.
we do offer in the space. You'll have myself or any of my colleagues walking you through and sharing or translating some of the exhibitions for you.
Michael, thanks for your time. You look like a gentleman that I could spend hours and hours listening to. Very insightful, very informative, and importantly, a great custodian for this brand. So thanks for your time today.
Awesome.
Lovely, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you've enjoyed a little taste as to some of the most incredible bits of architecture you'll ever see anywhere, never mind on the continent, in the world. If you've been fortunate enough to travel the world and see places from MoMA to the Louvre, let me tell you something. Africa is spoilt. Cape Town is spoilt, and it's called the Zeitz Mocca. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Also, don't forget to click on the bell so we can update you, send you a notification every time we post. We see you guys soon. Take care.